Oh, hi there. Welcome to our assembly video, the grade 11 class, the first IB class in IPS. We're kind of choosing the reflective IB trait, and that's what we're going to do today. Reflect over what we've been doing in this year. So basically we're just going to review the year and give a preview for the newer grades as to what we've been doing. So yeah, let's just head over to my locker. First period is with Mr. Bamer for English language literature, which is in the group 1 group of the 6 IB groups. So basically we've been reading 2 books so far, Heart of Darkness and Things Fall Apart by Chibi Achebe. It's a lot more nebulous than usual English classes, which has been kind of hard to manage, but it is a fun class where you get to kind of express yourself more than the usual English class. So let's just head into the English room with Mr. Dan. Morning, guys. So first I want to ask you guys, what have you been learning in English?
We've been pertaining to many controversial issues in the English language and how English could be interpreted in many ways. We've also been assessed accordingly, and it has been interesting so far.
Everything that is produced by the media is a potential to learn in the class. So it is a very broad topic. The other part of the class is the traditional literature, which is pretty straightforward in what the students have been learning all through high school. Rand pretty much said it well when it deals with the interpretation of any of the other non-literary texts. There are aspects of the course like language and power, language and gender, language and communities, where you try to look at 3 big IB terms, or audience, purpose, and form, to interpret those texts.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dan.
So in Group 6, the only subject available for us IB students in IPS is visual arts. So 5 of the 8 students in our class decided to take visual arts instead of taking a second science, which is chemistry. 3 decided to go to chemistry while we stick to art. So in visual arts, it's really different than the normal arts. In IB especially, they look more for writing, analysis of other artworks, the process of how you got to your final artwork, and much more writing in general than actually painting or actually drawing. Good morning, everyone. So we're gonna ask you guys some questions. Hassan, what do you think has been the hardest challenge of this IB art experience?
I think the hardest challenge for us so far was trying to get out of our comfort zone, because that's what the IB needs and wants. It keeps asking us to try something new, try something different, not go with the same, not go with the flow and try to break out. And I think that's what's really been hard, because we've not been used to this. But Mr. Merrick has been a good teacher and he's helping us through it.
Thank you. So Mr. Merrick, for you personally, what do you think is the biggest difference between normal art classes and IB art?
I think they're gonna laugh at me if I'm gonna say that, but that's something that I repeat to them every single time. My problem with my IB students sometimes is that they still struggle with most unlikely solution when it comes to their final work. And I think once they're gonna get on this track, they're gonna succeed.
Hopefully. Thank you, Mr. Merrick. So as you can see, that was our visual arts class.
So we're now going to Mr. Lopez's class, where he's teaching Math SL, or Math Standard Level. The class is now learning about TOK in mathematics, where they are learning this is TOK in math, as you can see. Of course, in math, usually we learn things like logarithms, things like calculus. We're moving to the calculus unit now. It has been hard learning how to adapt to the exam way and the IB. But yeah. So Mr. Lopez, I have a question for you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. Do you think the IB math class will ever be able to handle math at HL?
Probably. You have been working hard for a standard level. Higher level, I'm not quite sure. But you have been doing really well so far for standard level.
Of course, this is Math SL. There's also Math Studies, where it's a bit more simple than Math SL. And it's more for students who plan on taking non-math related careers. And so the students who want to take more business related things, statistics, and non-math related careers. Choose math studies rather than math SL. Now on to the group 3 subjects, which are individuals and societies. This is basically where we put history, economics, geography, and so on and so forth. Mr. Jim, what can you tell us about the history IB class?
What can I tell you about the history IB class? I think the first thing I would say is that, like all of your IB classes, as I'm sure you guys have learned, a lot of the learning happens outside of the classroom. You on your own, and specifically with history, that means a lot of reading, right? And of course, a lot of writing. The other thing I would say is, if you're a really good essay writer, IB history is pretty smooth sailing for you. It's still a lot of work, but it's not difficult work. If you're not such a good essay writer, then it's much more of a struggle.
Would you agree that history IB is more analytical than it is narrative?
Absolutely. Absolutely true. Knowing what happened isn't going to get you very far in IB history. It will give you the chance to do well. But you're absolutely right, which is why in our class, we spend a lot of time, yes, doing charts on the board, but the charts are about different interpretations. They're not about events. Right? We've already learned the events from our readings outside of class and just our own general knowledge and pre-existing knowledge and stuff. Today, it's a bit of a mix. We're going to do both. We're going to talk about something that probably you guys don't know a whole lot about yet, and then we're also going to talk about things like significance and importance. So we'll get into analysis as well.
Thank you so much.
So in group 3, we had the natural sciences, biology, physics, and chemistry. So right now we're gonna walk into Mr. Henry's classroom with I can see him with Bassel. I'd say it's a very lonely classroom, you can see, because it's only 2 people studying in the classroom. It's a very friendly environment.
How do I describe it?
Yeah.
Challenging, interesting. Yeah, definitely an adventure to go through. Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Bassel, what do you think is the biggest advantage and disadvantage of studying with only one classmate in the class?
I feel like having one classmate, it's a big advantage because like you both can like collaborate together. It's a simple class, and like you can understand with each other. Like you can talk with each other and understand. When there's a big class, it's difficult to like focus in class or pay attention, so you can learn more.
This is a question for all of you. Do you think that TOK is a class that IB students should neglect or should take seriously?
I think we all should take
And
it
why?
seriously. Because it's really important. Like, it asks us like what we know and how we should know it. Because instead of taking just everything, just memorizing stuff, we know why it's important and why we should learn it. And, like, we learn how to challenge like our thoughts and like, the paradigm we were raised in, stuff like that.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, guys.